So, when it comes to business automation, you've really got a choice to make. Are you building a house of cards? Something that looks great but could fall apart at any moment? Or are you architecting a steel frame? Something solid, something that can handle anything you throw at it and just keep growing. That's exactly what we're going to break down today.
Okay, so let's be real. It all starts with this amazing dream, right? The whole promise of no-code platforms is, well, it's just so appealing. You can click, connect your favorite apps, and bam, you've solved a huge problem. You can get a new idea off the ground in hours, not weeks. And look, for simple stuff, for non-critical tasks, it's awesome. It really is. But then, reality hits, and it hits hard. That simple little workflow you built, it's suddenly handling real customers, real money, your real data. And underneath that pretty user-friendly interface, this tangled web starts to grow. A web of costs you never saw coming, complexity that makes your head spin, and the absolute worst part, errors that happen and nobody tells you. And that right there is what we call the no-code nightmare. It's that moment you realize the very thing that made it so easy to start, the simplicity, is now your single biggest liability, and it always happens right when things get serious. So you were promised speed and ease of use. But the reality? When you're talking about core business functions, it turns into something else entirely. It's vendor lock-in, it's trying to debug a black box, and it's a system that just won't scale. That quick fix you were so proud of, it's slowly turning into a massive business risk. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty of these hidden costs, because this is where it really hurts. First up, you've got the price trap. We had this one client, an e-commerce store, and they loved their no-code setup, right up until Black Friday. Their bill just exploded, going from a manageable £800 to over $1,200 in a single month. Why? Because they were getting charged for every single little step, even the ones that failed. Then you slam right into the scalability wall. Your nice, clean workflow turns into what we lovingly call automation spaghetti. It's just a total mess that can't handle real volume or complex rules. But the one that should really worry you is the silent killer. This is the stuff of nightmares for founders. An API changes, a customer puts an emoji in their address, and the whole thing just breaks. Quietly. You have no idea you're losing leads until weeks go by and your sales team is wondering where everyone went. Okay, so after all that doom and gloom, let's talk about the light at the end of the tunnel. Look at this number, 95%. Just let that sink in. That's the kind of cost savings we're talking about when businesses move their core stuff away from these shaky, task-based platforms to a solid, self-hosted model. This isn't just a small tweak, it's a complete game changer for your bottom line. And this quote, it just nails the developer's point of view perfectly. See, it's not just about the money. It's about being able to actually maintain the thing. Without version control, without any real governance, that no-code workflow becomes a ticking time bomb. It's this unmanageable tangle that everyone's afraid to even look at, let alone update. So what's the fix? How do we get out of this mess? Well, it's simple. We stop building with cards, and we start building with steel. It's time to pull out the professional blueprint for automation that's built to last. Let's talk about the hybrid orchestration model. Now, this model is a really structured way of thinking, and it's not about ditching no-code tools completely, not at all. It's about using the right tool for the right job. It's about taking the speed of those visual tools for the easy stuff and combining it with the absolute power and toughness of custom code for the really critical tasks. Okay, think about this for a second. Most of these simple systems, they're built on a prayer, right? They're designed with this hope that nothing will ever go wrong. They're trying to avoid failure. But let's be honest, in the real world, with messy data and APIs that go down, that's just not going to happen. And this is the big mindset shift. This is how the pros think. A truly resilient system isn't built to never fail. That's impossible. It's built to fail intelligently. It expects things to go wrong, it's ready for errors, it knows how to handle them, it tells the right people what happened, and it keeps everything else running smoothly. It's a system built for the real world. So, how do we actually do that? How do we fail intelligently? It all comes down to this architecture. I want you to think of it like a body. You've got the arms and the brain. The arms are a visual tool, something like the open source platform n8n. It's fantastic at connecting to things. It has over 500 connectors, so it handles all the handshakes and triggers, it moves the data around. But for the really hard thinking, the heavy lifting, it passes the job over to the brain. And the brain? That's your custom code, maybe written in Python.
It's built for the complex stuff, the tricky business logic, managing state, doing heavy calculations, all the things that would make a simple visual tool just fall over. What's so cool about this hybrid approach is that it lets us build something that those fragile systems just don't have: unbreakable guardrails. These are features that are designed from day one to give you that enterprise-level reliability and control. And trust me, these guardrails are absolute game changers. For starters, you get your costs under control, and you actually own your data by using self-hosted tools. Then, you build a mission control for errors, so the second something breaks, your team gets a Slack alert. No more silent data loss. Ever. You also get a continue on error rule. So if one bad record shows up in a batch of 1,000, it doesn't kill the whole process. The other 999 get through just fine. And just picture this for a second. OpenAI goes down during your busiest time of day. Instead of panicking, your system just automatically switches to Gemini and keeps on working. That's what failing intelligently really looks like. So what's the big takeaway here? It's that this completely changes how you operate. You stop being a firefighter, constantly putting out flames in a brittle system, and you become an architect, proactively building solid digital assets that your team actually owns. And the results? They really do speak for themselves. You get full control, total ownership, and crystal clear visibility into your most important processes. You get systems that are built to scale with you, not hold you back. You're building long-term value, not just piling up short-term technical debt. So, this all comes down to one simple but really important question you need to ask yourself. Think about the automations your business can't live without. Right now, are they built on a house of cards, or are they built on a frame of steel? If you've got that sinking feeling that the answer might be cards, then it's really time to stop pouring resources into solutions that are just going to break. The very first step is figuring out where your biggest risks are. A full audit of your business processes can give you that exact blueprint, the one you need to start building with steel.